Welcome to One on One on God 101. Our guest today is the eighth person voted off of Big Brother 27. You know her, you love her, the incomparable Mickey. Mickey, hello.
Hi, Julie. You look absolutely beautiful.
As do you, per always, per usual.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we're going to get into all things Big Brother in a moment, but
Okay,
first, God, I know you know the Lord.
I do.
Tell me about your relationship with him.
So I have been an avid churchgoer and just been very engulfed in my relationship with God since I was very young. But I think I was able to craft my own relationship with God when I hit about my 20s after, you go through your midlife crisis. And honestly, He is my foundation. So I have a very strong relationship with God. I try to make sure I'm very, very intentional about my word, studying the word, and just trying to be as much as an advocate for what He's done for me in my life to others as I possibly can.
Well, what has he done in, in your life?
Oh my gosh. Well, of course, I mean, I'm sure everyone has heard about my ATV accident where I almost lost my life. And he kept me. So that's like a big thing. I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm here, crazy enough. And that's been a huge moment. Obviously, even with me being born, I was a preemie, hole in my heart, all of the things. But I have always been a fighter, and I can't be me without him.
What a testimony. I noticed hours before the live eviction show, you were sitting quietly in the house reading scripture, and it looked like you were reading, one of the early books. I don't know if it was Numbers or Genesis or Exodus. What were
I
you
was
reading?
I was actually reading Genesis. So I was reading about Jacob, crazy enough, Jacob, and I was reading about Rachel, and that's pretty much it. I was rereading some scriptures that I had already bookmarked. It was funny, I used a little piece of a T that had a statement on it that kind of fell in between pages. And that's kind of what I opened my book to and just read it. For some reason, I'm like, hey, it's here, so I must need to read it today. And it was really just talking about Jacob and his journey. That was it, nothing crazy, but it just felt like I should have read it.
What was your prayer life like in the house? What were you praying to him about?
You know what's funny? I was literally praying to God just to give me strength, discernment, and just the wherewithal to continue in the experience, just because it's not easy. And I wasn't asking God to let me win. I was just asking God to just let me make the most mess of the experience. And I just kept saying that whatever happens with my game, I trust that it was with a reason, and that I'm here on purpose, with purpose. And whenever it's my time to go, I promised that I would trust Him, and that was my prayer.
All right, let's talk about the game. You've had just overnight to process a little bit
Yeah.
more what you've been through. How are you feeling this morning?
I feel great this morning, honestly. Like I'm rested as I could be. And I'm honestly really excited to go see my family and just the norm of my life as it once was. And I'm excited for the opportunities that come from my hard work in this experience.
Was it what you expected it to be? How was it?
It was nothing like I expected to be. I mesh well with so many people in my life, and going into the house was very hard for me to kind of get a footing of finding some commonalities with people. I found myself kind of in a little middle ground, 35 with those that were younger, those that were older. I was kind of in my own little boat, and it felt very interesting. It wasn't what I thought. I thought there would be more people my age, maybe more people with more similarities, and I didn't really get that. And it didn't change the experience or make it better or worse for me. It was still amazing, but not what I expected for sure.
Well, that's why, like you said last night, our tagline, expect.
Expect the unexpected.
All right, let's talk about your HOH reign in the house. You exercised your power, you took it away.
Yes.
Number one, do you feel like you used it at the right time?
I think I used my power at the exact time I should have. I do know that Riley was going to put me up, as well as Morgan and Ashley. So obviously, I can't have me up and my allies. It didn't make sense for my game at the time. Now, Riley said he wasn't going to put me up. I don't believe that. I know he was. So I felt strong in that decision. It was scary to do it, but I think it was well deserved, needed, and as impactful as it could be.
And then you decided to target, and you were successful in targeting Jimmy, who was in an alliance with you and Morgan early in the
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Why did you decide it was time for him to go so early?
You know what's so funny? So I made the decision to put him up, and a part of me kind of hoped that he stayed a little bit. But my reasoning for putting him up, honestly, was that Jimmy was at the forefront of most of the chaos that was attached to my game so early. I think I did a really good job of staying under the radar. And then when things started to bubble, it was always him that was attached to it. And, my feud with Keanu, my issues with Catherine and some others in the house all stemmed from things that he was saying, plants, seeds that he was planting, and him not defending me at all. And that's kind of where I was like, okay, you know what? You might have to go up because you're kind of messing with my game right now. As much as I loved him, I still loved him.
And once he did get evicted, did you feel those problems subsided?
I felt like most of those problems did subside, but unfortunately, with me using my power and exuding so much strength and courage and all the things that people think are target worthy, I think that is what made me a target in itself.
Talk to me about your relationship with Morgan in the house, because in the beginning, you guys were really, really tight.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, she started getting tighter and tighter with Vince. And it wasn't clear how loyal the two of you were to one another.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it read because that's how it felt, to be honest. In the house, Morgan and I would have several conversations about us. And I honestly think that Morgan attached herself to me pretty early because she might have seen something in me that maybe others saw as well. And I think that was just strategy. I don't think that there was ever any genuineness in regards to her and I's relationship on her part. And I do think that the goal was for her to either attach herself to Zach, and when he left, then to switch to Vinny. And I think that's pretty much what it turned into.
How would you describe their relationship, Vinny and Morgan? Because they hugged for a long time. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly would describe it as very interesting. I don't really understand it, to be honest. They shower together, they do a lot of things together. And I don't know what it means. I never was able to talk to Morgan about it. She's very defensive of him. And it just seems like a in-house relationship. I don't know what the heck to call it. It's quite intriguing.
I think it has everybody intrigued. I don't even think they would know how to
I don't
describe
think
it.
they know how either. It's very interesting.
How did the dynamics change week to week as a personality, big or small, got eliminated?
Oh my gosh, it got more boring and more boring. I feel like people were really just trying to fight to be the center of attention. A lot of people wanted to make good TV, and it allowed for people to kind of stand up stronger and do the wackiest or most annoying things. That's how it changed for sure. It got quieter, and then, I was bored.
Who are you rooting for?
At this point, I think I'm rooting for Will. And shockingly enough, I would not mind seeing Kelly in that final seat, just because I think it's who the house would hate to have win the most.
Oh, so is that your revenge?
Just a little bit.
Look, Will is universally liked by everyone in the house,
Yes,
but he hasn't won anything yet.
he hasn't.
At the end of the day, if he is sitting in a final two seat against someone who has won, even if it's just a few competitions, do you think anyone would vote for him just based on their personal feelings?
I do think that his social game is insane. And I do think there is a possibility in a world somewhere that people might vote for him to win based on that social game. And I also think honestly that Will has been throwing some of the comps. I might be wrong, but I would not be surprised if he starts winning a few things now the jury has started and people's jaws will be dropping.
You're not wrong. There have been times where he's like, I don't need this responsibility to be winning this, or please don't pick me. So like, why wouldn't he be throwing it?
Exactly. Like, yeah, he definitely throws himself down a lot. I'm like, okay, Will.
What's next for you now? You're going back to Atlanta.
I am going back to Atlanta to all my Peaches NBA. The first thing for me, Julie, honestly, I'm sure you've heard me say it 1,000 times. I need some crab legs. So crab legs for sure. And I would love an espresso martini, extra creamy. And just to kind of just reflect a little bit. I want to go to church. I have not heard a little bit of gospel in a little minute. And I want to go hang out with my friends.
I love it. Well, I really enjoyed watching you on the show,
Thank
and
you.
you please keep shining your light, Mickey.
Thank you, Julie.
Godspeed and God bless you.
Same to you. Thanks, Julie. So much. It's so nice to meet you again.
Yeah, same here. And I'll see you finale night.
I will see you there, and I'll be looking sharp.
Godspeed.
Bye.